Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, annyeonghasimika, sawadika, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Director General of Vocational Education, Special Education and Special Services Education, Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education, Bapak Tanggal Ph.D., President of Korean Research Institute for Vocational Education and Training, KRIVET, Dr. Hye-won, Professor Jae Kwang Lee from Ulsan National Institute of Science and Technology, Mr. Jae Kwang Cha from Korea Biomaster High School, Dr. Young Sang Kim, Research Fellow from KRIVET, Mr. Taufik Damarjati from Curriculum and Learning Center, Education Standard Curriculum and Assessment Agency, Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education, Mrs. Imroatul Azizah, the Principal of Munadi Ungaran Vocational Secondary School, and all the participants from Indonesia, Korea, and Thailand. My name is Lia Amalia, and I will be your host for today's webinar. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 4th International Webinar of Korea and Indonesia TVET Cooperation, AI and Software for Vocational Education, Strategic Steps Toward Relevant and Adaptive Learning. First of all, let us praise to the God Almighty for giving us health, mercy, and guidance so that we can attend and participate in this international webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, it is such an honor for Direktorat of Vocational Secondary Education to conduct this international webinar in collaboration with Korea Research Institute for Vocational Education and Training as a continuation of Indonesia-Korea long-standing partnership in TVET development. The webinar is aimed to strengthen the collaboration on vocational education transformation as well as increasing the understanding of digital technology and AI implementation in vocational education in Korea, Indonesia, and Thailand. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to read the agenda for today. First agenda is the opening session. Second agenda will be the seminar led by our moderator and followed by discussion and Q&A. And the last is closing session. Before we start, we also inform you to all participants to fill the registration form in order to get e-certifikat at the end of the webinar. You can click the registration link attached on the chat box, or you can scan the barcode shown on your screen below. Ladies and gentlemen, as the beginning of the opening session, for a brief moment, we would like to invite you to sing Indonesian National Anthem and Korean National Anthem. Please be solemn and sit properly on your seat. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, step on to following agenda or speeches. The first welcoming speech will be delivered by Dr. Hye-won as the President of KRIVET. To Dr. Hye-won, the time is yours.
I'd like to greet Tatang Mutakin, Director of the Vocational Education Office of the Indonesian Ministry of Education. And I also like to thank the principals and teachers of the about 800 vocational high schools in Indonesia, as well as the participants from Thailand and Korea. I'm delighted that the KRIVET and the Indonesian Ministry of Education are hosting the fourth Korea-Indonesia Vocational Education Cooperation International webinar. Since 2022, the Korea-Indonesia webinar has served as a stimulus for the development of Indonesian vocational high school policies, as well as vocational education, by understanding new trends and sharing best practice by major projects every year. With the spread of AI and digital technology, vocational education is experiencing a major change where new challenges and opportunities intersect. In order to transition to future-oriented vocational education, Korea is developing new curricula for cutting-edge technology education, such as AI, big data, new energy, and factory automation, and supporting the transition to future-oriented vocational education model schools, thereby expanding the reorganization of vocational programs into the fields of AI and software, which has a high industrial demand. Also, Indonesia is strengthening innovative digital transformation education, such as supporting integrated digital learning using AI and networks and innovating educational evaluation methods using AI. This webinar is expected to be of great help in understanding vocational education in both countries by sharing digital transformation education policies and best practice. KRIVET is conducting various international cooperation research and projects and is especially working on vocational education cooperation with ASEAN. We expect vocational education cooperation with Indonesia to become even stronger in the future. Finally, I would like to thank again Director Tatang Mutakin and Dr. Kim Young-seng of KRIVET for preparing this webinar. Thank you so much to everyone.
Thank you, 감사합니다, Dr. Hye-won, for your speech. Thank you again. Okay, next we are pleased to invite Director General of Vocational Education, Special Education and Special Services Education, Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education, to deliver the opening speech and also to officially open this international webinar. To Pak Tatang Mutakin, the time is yours.
Good morning and warm greeting to all of us. President of KRIVET, Dr. Hye-won, esteemed speakers, Professor Jang Hwan Lee from Ulsan National Institute of Science and Technology, Professor Jae Kwang from Korea Biomaster High School, Mr. Taufik Damarjati from the Curriculum and Learning Center, and Ms. Imro'atul Ajijah, Principal of SMKN H. Munadi Ungaran, and all esteemed webinar participants. First and foremost, let us express our deepest gratitude to Almighty God. By His grace and blessing, we are gathered here today, Wednesday, June 11, 2025 for this important international webinar, Artificial Intelligence and Software for Vocational Education, Strategic Step Toward Relevant and Adaptive Learning. Distinguished speakers, colleagues, and participants. This event is more than just a knowledge-sharing session. It is a clear reflection of our strong commitment at the Directorate General for Vocational, Special, and Inclusive Education to ensure that Indonesia's young generation, especially those in vocational education, are prepared for the future. We believe that education must evolve with the times. And today, the evolution means embracing digitalization and artificial intelligence. As we all know, the world is changing fast. The fourth industrial revolution is no longer just a concept, it is our reality. Industries now require workers who are technological savvy, creative, adaptable, and skilled in artificial intelligence and digital tools. This is where vocational education must step up. And this is why today's webinar is so timely and so strategic. Our partnership with Korea Research Institute for Vocational Education and Training is a milestone. It brings us an excellent opportunity to learn from each other's experience, to explore how artificial intelligence and software are being used in vocational training institutions in both South Korea and Indonesia. Through this exchange, we hope to identify practical strategy that can be applied on the ground in our classroom and in our industry collaboration. Ladies and gentlemen, let us make the most of today's discussion. The speaker you will hear from are experts in their fields and they bring with them valuable insight. I encourage all of us, educators, policymakers, and practitioners to listen actively and ask questions and think boldly about how we can implement what we learn. We are not just here to learn, we are here to move forward, to build a vocational education system that is relevant, adaptive, and future ready. I also would like to take this moment to sincerely thank all of those who have made this event possible, especially the dedicated team at the Direktorat Vocational High School. Your hard work and commitment are truly appreciated. In the name of God, I now officially open this webinar on artificial intelligence and software for vocational education. Let us pray and this event runs smoothly and bring meaningful benefit for all. Might it inspire real change and strengthen our collective effort in advancing vocational education in Indonesia. Thank you, and let's have a productive and inspiring webinar. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Pak Tatang, for your enlightened speech and officially open the webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, as the webinar is officially open, now we are moving forward to our main agenda, which is the seminar and discussion. But before we start the next agenda, I would like to remind all participants to fill the registration form by clicking the link attached on the chat box, or you can scan the barcode that's shown on your screen. And you can also drop your questions for the speakers by clicking the Slido link on the chat box. There will be some merchandise for the best selected questions. Bagi peserta Indonesia dapat mengajukan pertanyaan dalam bahasa Indonesia melalui link Slido yang akan kami terjemahkan dalam bahasa Inggris. Terdapat hadiah menarik bagi pertanyaan terbaik yang akan dipilih oleh moderator. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's begin the main agenda, and I would like to invite our moderator, Ms. Cynthia, to lead the session, together with Dr. Yang Sang Kim as the discussant. To Ms. Cynthia, the time is yours.
Thank you for Ms. Lia. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, all speakers and all participants from Korea, Thailand, and Indonesia. Welcome to the International webinar on AI and software for vocational education, strategic steps toward relevant and adaptive learning. It is an honor for me to serve as your moderator today. I'm Agrisintia Pratiwidharma, and I will guide you throughout this insightful session where we will explore how artificial intelligence and software are transforming vocational education into a more relevant and adaptive learning ecosystem. We have 4 speaker sessions, and after the last session, we will move into the discussion and Q&A. In the order of the speaker's presentation to be conducted effectively, all attendees are expected to pay attention and follow the presentation well. And for all participants, if you want to ask question, please write your name, your institution, and your question in chat box or link of Slido. Ladies and gentlemen, now we will proceed to the first session of the webinar. We will hand over the session, and the topic is the Fourth Industrial Revolution and the Rise of Software-Centered Society to Professor Jae-Hwang Lee from Ulsan National Institute of Science and Technology, and he is graduated from Department of Computer Science at Kwangwon University with master's and doctorate degrees. And he is a professor of Industrial Academic Cooperation at Department of Electrical and Electronic Engineering at Ulsan University Institute of Science and Technology, and honorary professor from the Department of Computer Engineering at Hanam University. Your time 30 minutes for now. Please welcome Professor Lee. Time is yours.
Hello, everyone. I am Lee Jae-kwang, a professor from Hanam University's Department of Computer Engineering. Let me tell you about the Fourth Industrial Revolution and a software-oriented society. In early January of 2016 at Davos, Switzerland, where the World Economic Forum was hosted, the term Fourth Industrial Revolution was first advocated there. And there it was discussed on how technology will change industry workforce by 2025. And at the 2024 Davos Forum, it was discussed that in the Fourth Industrial Revolution, or in other words, in the Twin Information Revolution age, intelligent information technology will determine the rise and fall of national industries, and each nation's future competitiveness will depend on how AI will be effectively adopted to everyday industries. Now then, let's look into how our lives have changed through technology. First, the smartphone has become a necessity in our daily lives. The smartphone is being used for various purposes like communication, obtaining new info and entertainment, etc. And most of the technology in these smartphones are made up of software. Recently, in the automobile industry, a lot of tech like self-driving cars, connected cars, electric cars, etc., were developed through software. Once the autonomous car is completed, it will prevent over 90% of accidents that people make by mistake and through communication between operating cars. The traffic condition can be overseen in real time to make safe driving possible. The importance and demand for electric cars are also getting larger. And the CEO of Mercedes-Benz have said cars are running with software, not gasoline. And the car is a computer with wheels. The source code of a high-end automobile consists of more than 1 billion lines of code. Using this code, various functions like autonomous driving, automatic parking, control, safety, security, performance monitoring, communication between cars, etc., are performed. Let's have a look at the auto parking video. The software revolution is also going on in the movie industry. To create a movie that we all know well, more than 36,000 computers were used, and movies like Hye-won and Myung-rying were created by using computer graphics. A hologram show was realized through software. Let's try to run it. This is a performance of the famous Korean singer P.S. created with a hologram. Let's try to run it. E-commerce also had a huge change brought upon by software. The growth of companies that were related can be seen as explosive. Let's listen to some related news story.
중국 전자상거래 업체인 알리바바의 쇼핑 행사 광군제에서 올해도 역시 사상 최고치 거래액 기록이 나왔습니다. 44조 원으로 하지만 전년보다 거래액이 늘어난 정도는 역대 가장 낮은 수준까지 내려왔습니다. 성장 추세는 계속 꺾이고 있다는 거죠. 해외 제품 중에서 한국산 제품은 미국, 일본에 이어서 세 번째로 많이 팔렸습니다. 지난해와 같은 순입니다. 송승환 기자입니다.
중국 전자상거래 기업 알리바바는 쌍11 쇼핑 축제가 진행된 어제 하루 동안 총 2,684억 위안, 우리 돈으로 약 44조 6,200억 원의 거래가 있었다고 밝혔습니다. 타오바오, 티몰, 카오라 등 알리바바의 여러 쇼핑몰을 통틀어 거래액이 100억 위안을 넘어서는데 1분 36초밖에 걸리지 않았습니다. 지난해보다 29초 빨라진 겁니다. 이날 알리바바에서 발생한 배송 물량만 12억 9천만 개입니다.
Due to the software revolution, the future of shopping was also changed. From barcode scanning or ordering products with your voice, predicting purchases based on prior history, and provide necessary information, or even delivering products by drone. Also, by watching videos, buy clothes that fit you before even wearing them yourself. The unmanned convenience store Go made by Amazon was also developed with software. Should we take a look at how it is operated?
4 years ago, we started to wonder, what would shopping look like if you could walk into a store, grab what you want, and just go? What if we could weave the most advanced machine learning, computer vision, and AI into the very fabric of a store so you never have to wait in line? No lines, no checkouts, no registers. Welcome to Amazon Go. Use the Amazon Go app to enter. Then put away your phone and start shopping. It's really that simple. Take whatever you like. Anything you pick up is automatically added to your virtual cart. If you change your mind about that cupcake, just put it back. Our technology will update your virtual cart automatically. So, how does it work? We used computer vision, deep learning algorithms, and sensor fusion, much like you'd find in self-driving cars. We call it Just Walk Out technology. Once you've got everything you want, you can just go. When you leave, our Just Walk Out technology adds up your virtual cart and charges your Amazon account. Your receipt is sent straight to the app, and you can keep going. Amazon Go. No lines, no checkout. No, seriously.
Due to the software revolution, stock exchange has also been automated. The computer decides the buy and sell. Robo-advisors were introduced that performed this task, so for the Goldman Sachs company, they fired every analyst and only left 2 engineers. Recently, IT companies have expanded into the financial industry and took over about 1/3 of the market. So recently, banking is said to be a software industry disguising to be finance. Recently, the drone UAV market has been rapidly expanding. They are being used for various purposes like advertisements, wearable drones, searching for missing persons, etc. And recently, range of application is getting larger with things like joint performances, picking heavy luggage together, etc. And this is creating more than 1 million new jobs. Let's look at a video of a real-life example.
Tangerine dreams are making me believe I can be who I want to be. Stockport syndrome is giving me the creeps. Oh yeah, the creeps. To be who I want to be. It was going so well. Wow. Could afford that, couldn't you? Oh, but all the time it's on my mind.
The software revolution is also happening in the health and medical sector. The Watson computer from IBM is advising cancer diagnosis and treatment in major U.S. hospitals. Through 30 billion medical images, 600,000 medical diagnoses, medical records for more than 50 million people, and learning from more than 20 million professional books, etc. For lung cancer diagnosis, a doctor is about 50%, but the Watson showed around 90% accuracy for bladder, kidney, and cervical cancer, 100% for pancreatic cancer, 94%, and for prostate cancer, 91% of high accuracy was shown. For Korea, it was first adopted in 2016 at the Gil Medical Center, and currently it is being introduced and run in 17 hospitals. Therefore, the Korean Employment Information Service predicts that 94% of general practitioners will be replaced with AI in the future. In the education sector, the open-style lecture MOC is being actively used through software. Coursera, edX, Udacity, and others, all around 50 institutions, are having free university-level internet lectures. Standard lecture is in video, and tens of thousands of people around the world can simultaneously take the course. Especially with a proven method called flipped learning, they watch the video first, then proceed with homework, practicing, discussions, and Q&A. If this trend goes on, within the next 50 years, it is expected that only 10 universities in the whole world could survive. With the software revolution, a computer can write news articles. In 2014, a computer was the first to deliver the LA earthquake news article. It can transmit sports event articles in real time. Therefore, within the next 15 years, more than 90% of news will be written by a computer. Software can also be used to write songs. In 2024, a song written by AI got the honest place in a songwriting contest. Also, Poet Neural developed by Professor Choi Jae-sik from UNIST can write poems matching a theme using its deep learning technology that learned from 54,023 poems. The poem shown right on the screen is a poem wrote by Poet Neural. Software can also draw a work of art. Deep Dream, developed by Google, looks at a video and draws abstract art. The 29 abstract drawings that was drawn this way was auctioned off for 166 million won. Also at the German University of Tübingen, they developed software that can convert an input video to be in the style of Van Gogh or Munch. The software revolution and the AI technology advances this is bringing is being accompanied with major ripples. Watson Computer won a quiz program and translate around 90 languages in real time, and the recently developed ChatGPT-4 from the OpenAI company is showing human levels in professional tests. They say it showed results in the top 10% in SATs or bar exams. The AI robotic technology is also having amazing progress. Let's listen to news related to robots.
AI를 이용해 인간과 실시간으로 대화하면서 요구받은 일을 인간처럼 수행하는 휴머노이드 로봇이 공개됐습니다. 인간의 명령을 이해하며 도움이 되는 작업을 파악하고 수행하는 로봇의 능력이 충격적이라는 반응이 나옵니다. 서봉국 기자입니다.
무엇이 보이냐는 사람의 질문에 인간을 닮은 휴머노이드 로봇이 대답합니다.
Hey, figure one, what do you see right now?
I see a red apple on a plate in the center of the table.
먹을 걸 달라고 하자 사과를 살포시 집어 넘겨줍니다.
Can I have something to eat?
Sure thing.
사람이 사과를 지목하지 않아도 테이블 위에 놓인 물체 중에 사과가 유일한 식품이라는 점을 이해한 겁니다. 왜 그랬냐는 질문에도 논리적으로 대답합니다.
I gave you the apple because it's the only edible item I could provide you with from the table.
휴머노이드 로봇 개발 스타트업 피겨 AI가 챗GPT 개발사 오픈AI와 협업한 로봇의 시연 영상. 인간의 명령을 이해하고 도움이 되는 작업을 스스로 파악해 수행하는 로봇의 능력에 네티즌들은 충격적인 기술 발전이라는 반응을 보였습니다. 피겨 AI는 2022년 테슬라와 로봇 전문 기업인 출신 엔지니어들이 설립한 스타트업으로 앞서 오픈AI 등으로부터 우리 돈 9천억 원 가까운 투자금을 유치한 상황. 앞서 피겨 AI에 자극받았던 테슬라 CEO 일론 머스크가 최근 두 발로 사람처럼 걷는 로봇 옵티머스를 공개하는 등 휴머노이드 개발 경쟁은 더욱 치열해지고 있습니다. 차세대 먹거리인 인공지능 AI 시장에서 실제 노동을 대신하는 휴머노이드가 현실화되면서 인간과 로봇의 공존이 눈앞으로 다가오고 있습니다.
Forgot my tools again. Such a show-off.
AI are also winning against people in a game of Go or poker. In 2016, Korean professional Go 9-dan rank player Lee Sedol was the only person to win against AlphaGo exactly once. After that, there was no professional Go player that won. Poker is the same with overwhelmingly winning against humans and also performs bluffing with ease. Also developed using software, Smart Home can provide various functions that are necessary in homes. Let's look at an actual situation.
저 연기 나는 것 좀 봐요.
미세먼지 수치 엄청 올라갔겠는데?
빨간색이야.
그러게 빨간색이네. 와.
위험해.
하지만
미세먼지에 빨갛게 경고까지 들어왔네. 어디 보자. 어머나, 얼마 지나지도 않았는데 정말 공기질이 많이 좋아졌네.
입주하기 전에 이제 생선이 먹고 싶어가지고 생선 시켰는데 이게 여기서 요리한 게 아님에도 불구하고 양이 많다 보니까 정말 냄새가 2층부터 해서 위에 다락까지 냄새가 많이 나더라고요. 그래서 이 냄새 빠질까? 저희 집 보통 2시간 정도 되면 외부의 공기랑 그다음에 실내의 공기가 완전히 교체된다라고 보거든요. 그러니까 한 2시간 정도 되니까 조금 냄새가 없어지고 그리고 나서 좀 더 지나고 나니까 냄새가 전혀 안 나더라고요. 그래서 이게 정말 제대로 워킹하고 있구나라는 생각을 했죠.
열회수 환기 장치 덕에 창문을 열지 않아도 2시간이면은 실내 공기가 외부 공기로 완전히 교체가 된다네요.
So, did you have a good look at the changes happening in all their areas? Futurist William Gibson said that the future transformed by software is already here. It has only yet spread to some individuals, companies, and nations. So future competitiveness of individuals, companies, nations are dependent on how technology is utilized. Then how about we look into software that makes imagination into reality? First, let's look at the definition of software. Basically, in a computer in which we call hardware, the software is an actual implementation of algorithms that solve programs using languages that a computer can understand. So the essence of software is automated problem solving, knowledge assets that are coded knowledge and experience. Then why is software so powerful? Software is reusable. Also, software can have its functions gradually developed one by one. And so, developing small functions and gathering them to operate a big important function is possible. Therefore, software can be called the culmination of knowledge solutions achieved by all mankind. Then, what can software do? You might ask, and that is data collection, storage, processing, automation, optimization, flexibility improvement, etc. And various tasks like situational awareness, simulation, scientific decision-making, and knowledge creation, etc. Then what is making the fourth industrial revolution possible? High-performance computer chips, high-speed networks, software, and artificial intelligence. It is a digital technology that is a combination of these three technologies. It can be said that for all of human history, this is greatest meta-technology. So, we have now passed through primitive society, agrarian society, and industrial society, passed through an information society, and are now living in the software-oriented society. This was made possible through the digital revolution, or in other words, the software revolution. Then, what is a software-oriented society? Through active use of software, the quality of life improves, and a world where software makes up the competitiveness of individuals, companies, and nations. Not only will there be a revolutionary change in economic structure, but also significant changes will come to politics, society, security, education, and culture. Now, software will be the source of progress in various fields for the whole world. In a software-oriented society, the value of companies with software technology has sharply risen. In recent global brand value assessment, all top positions were occupied by IT companies. In 2024, from first to the fifth position were all IT companies, and down to the 30th company, most places were held by IT companies. Also, various IoT products were developed through software development. Sensor notifying you when it is time to change a diaper, plant sending tweets when it needs water, smart tennis racket, smart football, etc., and various other products have been released. There are also companies that use software to turn small ideas into big businesses. Main examples would be Airbnb, Uber, and these companies' corporate values are astronomical. Intelligent services using simple sensors are possible, thanks to software development. Let's take a look. Also, industrial internet is a trend these days. GE, a company we all know well, that represents the manufacturing industry, is now transitioning into a data and software company. If 50 billion devices around the world were connected to each other through the industrial internet, that would bring profound change to the energy, manufacturing, and transportation sectors. This means a software-oriented society would need a lot of professional software jobs. They say the US needs 1 million more jobs, and for Korea. It is also lacking around 30,000 people in the workforce. Countries around the world are also fighting a recruiting war for developers due to a shortage of software developers. From the top 10 best professions in 2024, 4 of the jobs were related to IT. So then, are there any other jobs that work with software other than programmers? There is. Recently, we can see a new field of study, and all of them have computational attached in front of traditional academic terms. It is added in front of all fields such as biology, chemistry, physics, and mathematics. Meaning for a field of study to not use computers today means that academic field can't expect to have any advancements. Software that brought on so many changes like these will also create social value. Through software, an efficient society, a communicating society, a safe and open society could be made. When a software-oriented society becomes the future soon to come a world where we don't have to work to not go hungry and machines do the work, and a person can live with culture, art, entertainment, etc. And a world where we face global problems of mankind will soon come. However, there will also be a polarization phenomenon that cannot be avoided in a software-oriented society. Polarization where 1% has high income and 99% has low income will occur, and individuals, companies, nations that are not prepared will fall. For a society where everyone is happy, even in polarization, to happen amidst increased productivity, reasonable distribution system welfare, basic income, free education, artificial intelligence tax, etc., must be established, and an efficient and democratic decision-making system must be established. As such, we must create a dynamic and fair society. It should be a world where success can be achieved with just knowledge and ideas, a world where creation and innovation are part of daily life, a world where there are many righteous rich people. Examples of people who became rich through software include Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Ma-Yun, and Zuckerberg. There are a lot of other people that became rich through IT companies. So how should we prepare for a software-oriented society? In Korea, a software-oriented society realization strategic report was presented in 2014 and held a developer conference to become an AI powerhouse in 2019. Above all, innovation in education is needed. The current education is cultivating people that were needed 100 years ago. The educational goals of 4 C's for cultivating creativity needed in a software-oriented society are to grow critical thinking, collaboration, communication, and creative thinking. A representative education method of implementing 4 C's is flipped learning. Through flipped learning, learning can be not competitive, but through team building and cooperating. They can learn how to solve problems step by step. In the end, preparing for a software-oriented society is developing digital talents. Dr. Douglas Rushkoff has said, "If you can't program, or you will be programmed." Also, Steve Jobs said that computer science is a liberal arts subject worth investing a year in. That's why countries around the world are working hard to foster digital talent. To achieve this, coding, which is computer programming, must be taught in elementary, middle, and high schools. The universal education of our future generations is to reading, writing, arithmetic, and programming. And here, what does programming ability mean? This refers to the ability to use computer language, computational thinking ability, and algorithm writing ability. In other words, the ability to solve problems using computers must be developed through education. In Korea, software curriculum has been implemented in elementary, middle, and high schools since 2018. Elementary schools have 17 hours, middle schools have 34 hours, and high schools have elective class, and now, from 2025, this will be doubled and implemented. In addition, through a software-oriented university program, universities that are attempting to innovate education centered on software can have funding support, and currently it is being implemented in about 40 universities nationwide. Then what is a computational thinking ability? This is the ability to organize and express problems so that a computer can perform effectively. Therefore, we use education to develop the computational thinking ability. The expected effects of software education are enormous. Logical thinking ability, creative problem-solving ability, ability to express thoughts, ability to learn on your own through failure, the ability to gradually improve, the ability to share, the ability to solve problems collaboratively, ability to reuse, and creating through combining, etc. Why are most Canadian ice hockey players born in January? Students born in January are larger than other students, so they have a good physique for playing ice hockey. Therefore, the goal of elementary and secondary education is to discover and develop children's talents early. There is a child born with the most blessing in the world. The Zuckerberg couple you all know well have said they would pass on 99% of their stocks to their new child. Your child can have this opportunity too. Now, let's move on to the conclusion. In a software-oriented society, opportunities come to those who are prepared. A big storm is coming now. Centered on software, there needs to be a major shift in thinking. For this, we need to prepare harder and smarter. With this, I will conclude my presentation. Thank you for watching until the end. Thank you.
Like to remind the participant to fill out the attendance link to receive the certificate. We would like to remind everyone that there is a question for the speaker. Please write down to the chat box or link of Slido. You can find the link of Slido on the chat box or YouTube channel Direktorat SMK. There will be merchandise from KRIVET for the lucky participant who asking the best question. So ladies and gentlemen, we will now proceed to the second session of the webinar. We will hand over the session to Mr. Jae-kwang Cha, the teacher of Korea Bio-Master High School, with the topic ICT-based Smart Farm Curriculum of Korea. Mr. Cha is highly experienced professional in agricultural and vocational education, currently serving as a head of department at Korea Bio-Master High School, Republic of Korea. Mr. Cha is responsible for the planning and management of the Master Department. So your time 15 minutes for now. Mr. Cha, time is yours.
I'm Cha Jae-kwang, a teacher working at Korea Bio-Master High School. In this session, we will learn about the high school curriculum that operates and practices ICT-based smart farms. We will proceed with the presentation in the following order. First, let me introduce smart farms. Smart farms measure various environmental values using sensors inside and outside. Based on the sensor measurements, equipment or devices in smartphone can be controlled manually or automatically through various control systems. In addition, the entire system can be observed or managed remotely. The technology for controlling smartphone is not simply about operating devices and entering values. In the case of smartphone control technologies, the key is to utilize big data to input the most efficient values for each lesson or crop and operate them. Smartphone can be defined by the 4 keywords listed here. Smartphones are phones that use IoT technology utilizing AI and software to measure and analyze the environment of crop cultivation facilities. Through sensors operate control devices. Based on the analysis result and create an environment suitable for crop cultivation. They are also found that can be remotely managed anytime, anywhere using mobile devices such as smartphones. The following is an introduction to the smartphone curriculum. Taught high school students to operate these smartphones. The smartphone curriculum can be divided into crop cultivation course related to agriculture that were previously taught and ICT-based smartphone-related course. Even if the smartphone operates automatically in order to create an environment suitable for the crops, it is necessary to understand the characteristics of the crops and learn how to cultivate them. The core of the smartphone curriculum is to learn how to apply the elements necessary for crop growth to the advanced facilities of the smartphone. Let's take the curriculum of Chungbuk Life Industry High School in Korea as an example. At school, students learn about existing agricultural subjects such as horticulture cultivation, agricultural machinery operation, and vegetable cultivation in the first and second year. Through this, they can understand crops and the elements necessary for crop cultivation. As subjects related to smartphones, they learn about the smart agriculture operation and facility horticultural complex environment management in the second and third year. Through these subjects, they learn about the smartphone facilities and how to operate ICT-based smart pump, and they conduct practical training. Next, let's take a look at the curriculum of another high school, Daegu Agricultural Master High School. At this school, students learn similar subjects in agriculture, such as horticulture, agricultural machinery operation, and vegetable cultivation. For subjects related to smartphones, students learn about smartphone maintenance, smartphone technology development, and facility horticulture complex environment management in the second and third years. Both schools learn how to operate advanced ICT-based agriculture based on an understanding of crops through subjects related to agriculture and smartphone. Let me briefly explain the major practical courses related to NCS-based smartphones. The Facility Horticulture Complex Environment Management course explains temperature management, humidity management, light management, carbon dioxide fertilization management, and soil management within the facility. The Facility Horticulture Hydroponic Cultivation Management course explains hydroponic cultivation system design, nutrient solution preparation management, and root zone growth environment management. The Facility Horticulture Smart Farm Operation course explains smart farm system configuration, smart farm system utilization, and smart farm data utilization. The smart farm measurement course explains sensor and measurement equipment, installation, and operation. Ground environment data measurement, nutrient and water data measurement, pest data measurement, growth data measurement, energy data measurement. The following is a case study on the contents of the Smart Farm Practical class. The Smart Farm Practical class is operating in 5 parts. It is operating in 5 parts: Smart Farm media installation, crop transplanting, operating device operation practice, nutrient solution preparation, disinfection, and cleanup. Let's take a look at the 5 practical in operation with portals. First, this is a practice of installing a medium corresponding to the initial preparation practice of a smart farm. The medium used in smart farm is a solid medium. After installing the solid medium, the nutrient solution is supplied to the medium used drip irrigation. The following is a formal training session for crops. This is a formal training session for paprika, tomato, and leaf vegetables grown in a smart farm. The following is a practical operation of the operating device. This is the appearance of the nutrient solution supply device used in smart farm. The nutrient solution supply device is a device that automatically supplies nutrients and water to crops according to the set value. It is important to set the temperature, humidity, and time to supply nutrients and water to maintain the optimal condition for crop cultivation by utilizing the data obtained through the sensor. The following is a complex environment controller. The complex environment controller used in smart farm is a device that controls the screen or controller, the skylight and side windows based on the indoor temperature and humidity. It is also a device that controls the indoor temperature by connecting to the heating and cooling system. The complex environment controller automatically operates indoor devices according to the set values and can be remotely controlled using a smartphone or a PC. The following is a nutrient solution preparation practice. Crops grown in smart farms are supplied with nutrients and water from the soil instead of the nutrient solution. Preparing and supplying a nutrient solution suitable for the crop is one of the important tasks. Since the raw material included in the nutrient solution combined through chemical reactions and precipitate, they are supplied by dividing them into A, B, and C containers. The solution in containers A, B, and C are mixed and supplied according to the EC concentration set in the nutrient solution supply device. These are photos of the raw materials that will go into container A, B, and C. The type of raw materials will vary depending on the company and ingredients, so you can prepare them according to the crop you are growing. Smart farm practice is completed through the cultivation process. When the cultivation of crops is completed, the crops, including the medium, are removed and disinfected to remove various microorganisms and bacteria. The entire room is disinfected using an automatic sprayer and the next crop cultivation is prepared. Next, I will explain about ICT-based smart farm facilities. Smartphones are largely composed of four facilities. First is the complex environment controller. This is a facility that controls the cultivation environment by considering the temperature, humidity, and the external environment within the smartphone facility. The second is the nutrient supply device. It is a facility that supplies the appropriate amount of nutrients needed for crops to grow. The third is a triple-layer shading and insulation screen. It is a facility that controls the temperature and the amount of light inside the facility. The fourth is heating and cooling system. It is a facility that uses an electric boiler to perform heating and cooling and use energy efficiently through an air heat pump. First, here is a picture of the complex environment controller. It consists of an operation panel and a monitor. The second is a nutrient solution supply unit. It consists of main controller unit and nutrient solution pipes. Third, it is a triple-layer shading and heat insulating screen. It is a device that automatically opens and closes the screen made of 3 different materials according to the situation. Lastly, there is a heating and cooling system, air source heat pump. This is the most important device for maintaining the temperature of the smartphone. The following are temperature and humidity sensors and carbon dioxide sensors among smartphone sensors. The temperature sensor is the most basic sensor for identifying the gross environmental condition of crops, and the internal temperature has the most practical impact on crop growth, such as crop development, fruit implantation, and pest occurrence. Humidity sensors are also basic sensors. Humidity is related to the occurrence of disease and pests in crops. So if humidity is high, the possibility of disease and pests increase. And if humidity is low, problems with the respiration of crops can occur, which can hinder the supply of nutrients. The carbon dioxide sensor is a device that measures carbon dioxide concentration. By measuring carbon dioxide concentration, the photosynthetic environment of crops, that is, the environment in which crops can perform photorespiration, can be measured. When the carbon dioxide concentration is low, crops cannot perform photorespiration, which slows down the growth rate of crops. The following is a sensor that measures the pH and EC concentration of the nutrient solution in the nutrient solution supply device. Based on the pH and EC concentration measured by the pH meter and the EC meter, it is used to set the pH and EC concentration appropriate for the crop and supply the nutrient solution. So far, I have explained about the ICT-based smartphone and high school curriculum. If you have any other question, I will take your question. Thank you.
Thank you for your inspirative presentation, Mr. Cha. We learned a lot from your presentation about the topic. So, ladies and gentlemen, to all the participants, we would like to remind the participant to fill out the attendance link to receive the certificate. So, we would like to remind everyone, if you have a question, you can write your question on the link of Slido. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will now proceed to the third session of the webinar, We will hand over the session to Bapak Dr. Taufik Damarjati from Curriculum and Learning Center about the topic Coding and Artificial Intelligence Policy in Primary and Secondary Education. Your time is 20 minutes for now, and I will remind you when the time have only 1 minute left. So please welcome to Bapak Taufik Damarjati, the stage. Please unmute your audio, Pak Taufik. Hello, Pak Taufik.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, your voice is clear. Please continue your presentation.
Oh, sorry. Wait, this. Very good morning, everyone. Selamat pagi. Annyeonghaseyo. Sawadikap. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. As already mentioned by Ms. Cynthia, my name is Taufik Damarjati, and I work for Curriculum and Learning Center, Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education, as a curriculum developer and PIC of coding and AI curriculum development. In this session, I will give you an explanation and brief introduction about our policy for coding and AI implementation in education. Wait. So, as already mentioned by Professor Lee and Professor Cha, that the AI, the AI and also the software development has been revolutionized nowadays. And one of the big leap on the software development is the implementation of artificial intelligence. So we can say that the AI is a game changer for the industry as well as for the education system. And in this session, I will give you two information about coding and AI in our national curriculum, and also our policy to use AI for teaching and learning activity. The first is the statement from our Minister of Communication and Digital Technology, Ms. Mutia Hafid, that she said that Indonesia needs 9 million digital talents in 2030. So it's a very hard job for us, and we should prepare to make it happen in the next 5 years. So from the perspective, we try to formulate the national long-term development plan. And in the national long-term development plan, there's a very specific section about digital transformation. It shows the importance of digital transformation in our country and how we try to overcome the challenge of digital transformation. And our President Prabowo, has a priority program to strengthen the education, science, technology, and digitalization. And from the National Long-Term Development Plan and also the President Priority Program, the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education in Indonesia implement the priority program called the Coding and AI in Education. So for the first step, in 2024, we do several focus group discussion to discuss about how we implement the coding and AI in education. And after several focus group discussion, we try to write down the academic paper and policy recommendation for our leader. And it can be accessed in this website, curriculum.kemdikbud.go.id. And the recommendations for our leader is to add the coding and AI as elective subject matter from grade 5 to 12 in the national curriculum structure. Why it become the elective subject matter? Because our technological and also our human resource to teach this kind of subject is not equal in across the country. So there's some city who has infrastructure, who has facilities, and also has very good teachers, but there's another city or region that has not infrastructure, facilities, and the teacher as well. So we recommend the coding and AI as elective subject matter. And we also give opportunity for the school who implement the coding and AI as extracurricular activities. And also we give the opportunity for the school or for the teacher who want to integrate
Okay, maybe some technical problem. Okay, Pak Taufik, you still join with us? The operator, please unmute Pak Taufik because Pak Taufik not be co-host.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
So,
Yeah, I'm sorry for the
let's continue,
technical.
Pak Taufik.
Yeah, I'm sorry for the technical problem here. Yeah, let me continue my presentation. So we give the opportunity for the school and for teacher to integrate the coding and AI content. Yeah,
Yeah, your voice is clear. Please continue the presentation.
Okay, thank you. So we learn from other countries' practices, yeah, and one of them is from Korea, and also we learn from Singapore, we learn from Australia, and other countries. And our minister already stated in the late of April that he will implement the coding and AI as an elective subject matter for elementary, middle, and high school level. And for elementary school, it will start in grade 5 in the next school year that will begin in July or next month. So we as the curriculum developer, develop the coding and AI subjects curriculum that the objective of the subjects is to create the problem solver, create the wise, productive, creative, and responsible human. So it's not to create the more digital talent, because it's the level of the competency is in the low and middle level of coding and AI implementation. So our real objective is to create a problem solver, wise, productive, creative, and responsible human being. And after they pass the middle or secondary school, they can continue to higher education to chase their dream as a digital talent, or to enter vocational school to become a more specific technical worker. And many references that we use in developing the curriculum, we use UNESCO ICT Competency Framework, we use CSTA, K-12 Computer Science, we use the AI Competency Framework for Students, and also the UNESCO K-12 AI curricula. And these subjects is emphasizing on human-centered approach or mindset, ethics, computational thinking, and digital literacy, because we want the student not become addicted, not become too rely on the technology, but they have to use the technology to improve themselves, to improve the quality of life, and also to improve the people's welfare. And we use the deep learning approach in the learning process. And for the vocational school, we introduce the vocational contextualization in the material of coding and AI subjects. So, like when the vocational agricultural vocational school learn the coding and AI subjects, they will practicing, or they will implement the coding or the programming or software technology and also the AI technology in their area or in the agricultural area. And we also run the several supporting programs such as textbook development, teaching material development, benchmarking, teacher training, and this is the most important part, the teacher training program, the learning platform development, such as massive open online course for a teacher and for students, and also we support the universal participation or partisipasi semesta. So we open the not only from public but also from private sector. Support our program on coding and AI. And the next is how we try to emphasize the usage of AI for teaching and learning. And we use the reference from UNESCO AI Competency Framework for teacher and for a student. And we think that the use of AI need the careful consideration, not only for teacher, but also for students. So we have to prepare the teachers and also the student, and we have to provide a guideline for teacher and for student to implement the AI technology wisely and productively. So we developed the guideline for AI optimization in education or for teaching and learning activity. And we are now working for the teacher's guide. And it contains the AI basic knowledge for teacher, AI for planning, implementing, and evaluating learning process, and also do and don'ts for a teacher while they use the AI technology. And for a student, we will make a small book or pocket book for a student, and it will contain the AI basic knowledge, the AI ethics, and how AI impact on society, and how to use AI as a learning tool, and do and don'ts while they're using AI technology. Not only the generative AI, but also the discriminative AI. So with this guideline, teacher and the student could maximize or optimizing the AI in the activity for of teaching and learning. And I think that's the end of my presentation, and hopefully we can discuss this issue, and if you have some question about it, I'm happy to answer it for everyone. Thank you very much, and I will return the chance to Miss Cynthia.
Thank you, Bapak Taufik Damarjati, for the insightful presentation. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, we would like to remind you for participant, there is a question for the speakers. Please write down to the Direktorat SMK YouTube channel, chat box, or link of Slido. And again, we remind you to fill the registration form, including your email address, since the e-certificate will be sent by our team to your email address that you submit on registration form. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the last session of the webinar. Let us welcome to our speaker, Ibu Imro'atul Azizah, Principal of SMK Negeri Hamunadi Ungaran. She will presenting about the utilizing information technology in learning process, the development of smart farming system. Your time 20 minutes, Ibu Azizah. The stage is yours.
SMK Negeri Haji-Munadi Ungaran is one of vocational schools as centers of excellence in agriculture in Indonesia, located in Semarang Regency of Central Java, Indonesia. At SMK Negeri Haji-Munadi Ungaran, innovations meets agriculture. In collaborations with Indra Agri, we empowered the next generations through smart, sustainable farming. As our planet faces the growing challenges of climate change and decreasing natural resources, traditional farming methods are being pushed to their limits. Unpredictable weather patterns, soil degradations, and water scarcity are making it harder than ever to grow food sustainably. In this critical moment, the call for smarter, more efficient agriculture practices has never been louder. That's where precisions, data-driven solutions come in, offering a way forward that not only boosts productivity but also protects our environment for generations to come. Rising to meet the urgent call for innovations in agriculture, SMK Negeri Haji-Munadi Ungaran has partnered with Indra Agri to pioneer a cutting-edge solutions. A smart greenhouse designed specifically for growing hydroponic millets is a fusion of advanced technology where artificial intelligence and the Internet of Things work together to monitor and control the entire growing environment, from temperatures and humidity to nutrients level and light exposure. Every detail is precisely managed to ensure optimal growth conditions. The result? Healthier crops, more efficient of use resources, and a powerful examples of how education and technology can come together to shape the futures of sustainable farming. An integrated IoT system continuously monitors key growth parameters. Through AI-driven decisions making, the systems automate irrigations, nutrients dosings, and environmental adjustments, creating a precision agriculture ecosystems tailored to melon cultivations. Students learn beyond textbooks, engaging hands-on with real agricultural technology. From hardware installations to AI system integrations, they gain experience that prepares them for the digital agriculture industry. The results? Healthier crops, sustainable and extended practices, and recognitions from private sector. These collaborations fosters not only crops but also creativity, problem solving, and technical excellence.
Melalui penggunaan sensor iklim berbasis IoT, maka kita akan bisa mendekatkan peserta didik ini dengan dunia industri. Karena pada dunia industri, mereka akan selalu menghitung, merencanakan secara presisi hal-hal yang terkait dengan produksi pertanian. Selain itu, penggunaan IoT ini akan mendekatkan siswa-siswa kepada teknologi yang nantinya diharapkan kita akan menghasilkan SDM yang tidak hanya mampu untuk mengembangkan budidaya pertanian, tapi juga mampu mengembang teknologi.
Kami jadi dapat lebih percaya diri, karena belum tentu teman-teman yang belajar pertanian tingkat SMK bisa seberuntung kami. Bisa belajar tentang teknologi presisi pertanian iklim mikro. Kami jadi dapat belajar membaca data iklim mikro dan melihat perkembangannya terhadap tanaman secara langsung. Dengan metode pembelajaran seperti ini, kami bisa dapat lebih mudah untuk memahami materinya.
SMK Negeri Hamuna di Ungaran is shaping the future of smart farming, committed to develop food safety in Indonesia and preparing the next generation of agri-tech pioneers.
Okay, now I would like to continue with my presentation. Well, ladies and gentlemen, when I was young, I never imagined a farmer flying a drone or maybe using sensors to monitor soil or maybe analyzing crop data using smartphone. But that's exactly what farming looks like today. And the question is, are our young generation in Indonesia especially ready for that? So today I would like to present our best practice of developing smart farming system in SMK Negeri Hamuna di Ungaran as implementation of technology-based agriculture. Okay, so because our audience is not only from Indonesia but also from Korea and Thailand, I would like to give you a slide picture about what is the issues faced by Indonesian agriculture. The first is that aging farmer population. So currently we are having a crisis of the number of farmers in Indonesia, where mostly they are over 50 years old, and also most of youth in Indonesia have low interest in doing farming. And then the second is low productivity and efficiency. This is because the domination of traditional method in farming is still powerful. And then the third is limited access to capital. Farmer here is what's the tendency is that they get difficulty in obtaining finance for farming. And the climate change, I think it's also happened everywhere, in every corner in this world. And of course, it's caused difficulty in conducting cultures. And then the next is limited adoption of technology. So low level of digital literacy, especially for the youth in vocational, secondary vocational school, was that they lack of digital literacy. So that's why we need to enforce the idea of having a smart system in our school. And then now let's dive into challenges faced by agriculture vocational school itself. The negative perception or stigma about agriculture is still exists in Indonesia. So that makes the students' interest in agriculture is low. And then also the limited career of enhancement. Almost there is no career appeal, and also limited income made them think twice to take agriculture vocational schools. And then limited exposure to modern agricultures, so that youth are not adequately introduced to innovative technology driven agriculture. And also that low support from stakeholders. So we are actually hoping that more people thinking about agriculture vocational schools, not only from the Ministry of Education, but we hope that the other ministry also takes part directly to us so that we can overcome the challenge. And then the next is weak linkage with industries. Well, actually, I found out that these challenges could be switched into potential element to develop technology-based agriculture. Later on, I will show you how what's our breakthrough in collaboration with industries to make the dreams come true. Okay, as you see on the video, that our school located in Central Java, in Ungaran, Central Java of Indonesia. And then in the light of all those challenges I told you, we finally took a bold step of positioning ourselves as pioneers in smart farming. Why? Because we need to make an elevate. So we need to make an elevate to make the change. So I have to be brave to make a vision that SMK Negeri Hamuna di Ungaran is pioneer in smart farming. And then here are area of development that we try to improve. The first is that the teacher competence. Of course, teachers to help the students to transfer the knowledge with the smart technology. And then the next is optimizing the teaching factory. Currently, we have the teaching factory for rock melons, hydroponic premium rock melons. And then the third is upgrading technology. This is very needed, and thanks to Direktorat of SMK, from 2022 up to 2024, we got funding also from SMK to upgrade the technology. And then the fourth is expanding partnership and collaboration. As I mentioned before, this is actually our key success in doing optimization of technology in our school. So why we use collaboration through cooperation to adopt the technology here? Because collaboration with industries is why they have, because they have the facilities first. And then the second is because they are the one who will use our service, our alumni. So I think we should make a good collaboration to them, giving benefit one to each other. This is our first collaboration with the Farm Hill. Farm Hill is the one of the biggest rock melon supplier in Indonesia. And in 2022 is our first breakthrough to attend technology adoption in our school. We build indoor farming together with the automatic hydroponic installation. And then I can say that SMK Negeri Hamuna di Ungaran is the first SMK who has indoor farming in Indonesia. So currently, many people visit us, starting from elementary school up to university students, and also from companies, many industries coming to us to see what's going on our indoor farming. And then beside that, we also introduced by the Farm Hill with the Dutch bucket hydroponic system for our teaching factory of rock melons. And several programs to empower teachers and students were also part of this collaboration. And then the second is with PT Lentera Agro Nusapedia. In 2023, they introduced us the DRFT system. This is another system of hydroponic, which also we use to improve our teaching factory. And they also gave training to our teachers and students specifically in how to make formulation. And then the third is with Indra Agri, the one we mentioned a lot in the video. Indra Agri is they are actually relatively new startup in data-driven farm management industry. They introduced us precision agriculture by harnessing the power of AI, and they donated a sensor device which integrated with a platform they made. The device helped teachers and students in controlling the condition of the greenhouse and plants by giving the real-time data such as light, humidity, temperature, and such. It is almost the same as Mr. Jai from Korea shown us on the video. And then they also providing training for teachers and students. And then the next is how we adopt the AI in the learning process. Because we are non-technical vocational school, we use this. We use the approach is by having piloting and experimentation. So the goal is to test AI adoption in low-risk, practical, build insight, confidence, and support. This is the first. The first goal we try to bring in the learning process. So here is the roadmap by choosing a pilot group and then giving training and development, and then implementing. The implementing here is we focus on how to use the tools and how to read the data with the help of AI, and then making review and reflection and giving big feedback to Indra Agri as the developer to get enhancement either on the platform or the effectiveness of transferring knowledge. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, smart farming and precision agriculture is a big challenge for us, but still there is opportunity by reconnecting the youth with the use of modern technology like AI. And this is our task as educators to show the possibilities. That's why we must do an action. And thank you, everyone, for the time given to me. I will close the presentation. Any questions are welcome. And I will hand over the time to moderator.
Thank you, Bu Aziza, for the inspirative presentation. And ladies and gentlemen, we will continue the next session, but we remind again to all participants to fill out the attendance link so you can get the certificate. So ladies and gentlemen, for the last session, we will next session about the discussion and Q&A. And during this session, we will be joined by Mr. Yang Sang Kim, Research Fellow at KRIVET. Good morning, Mr. Kim.
Good morning. Thank you for the beautiful presentation and good moderation. I'd like to discuss a little bit about for presentation before beginning the discussion and Q&A. Actually, the first presentation by the Professor Lee and we learn how new technology related to AI and software transform our workplace and daily life and school, and to be more convenient and productive, especially medical and transportation and business and creative writing and artist work. And software is most important input or competency driving for those AI and intelligence change. Thus, we learn a lot about the AI and software transformation. And second one, Mr. Cha is focusing on ICT-based smart farming system and showing us that all the preparation, what kind of preparation they need to make and how to prepare the curriculum for the school level development. It was very practical presentation. And third one by Mr. Taufik, and he's mention of take a look at the Indonesian Ministry of Education policy, how Tibet school take advantage of this kind of AI and software technology and in Indonesian context, and review the challenges most, and then he talk very, and then he learn about a lot of from the benchmarking from another country. And last one, we saw how SMK Indonesia is working on to implement new technology into school level exploration and the other details. And then she take a look at the opportunity and challenges. I love it. And then how to overcome these challenges. Thank you for all the presentation. And then we started from very important technology and the other changes, and then we are focusing on more vocational education and the curriculum transformation. Thank you, and then I think we can have very productive discussion based on this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kim, for the conclusion about the speakers. And now we have several questions for the speakers. And the first question from Thailand, from participant Thailand, Mr. Joy Takamol, about how to develop AI and software application effectively and launch them into for increased college efficiently. Maybe we need to the answer from Mr. Kim, Tim from speakers from Korea.
Yes. Okay. Actually, when we have this kind of workshop or seminar, many SMK or vocational colleges worry about how can we implement this technology change in our school context. When you look at the Korean example, the Korean school do not teach the hardcore technology. Thus, we can teach AI is available, and then the other database is available. But how can we apply this technology and data in our education? That is another very important area. Thus, each school teacher and manager can learn about how can we apply this technology. Then we can apply this technology in their daily base. Thus, we don't need to teach the AI hardcore or coding itself, because that is available, but we can implement, we need to learn how to implement this technology into our practical purpose. That is our work to do. I think I would like to share the Korean example with Thailand when I see the Joy Dakamor in Thailand. Thank you for your question.
Okay, thank you. I hope your question can answer by Mr. Kim, Ms. Joy. And the next question for Pak Taufik. The question is how to access the relevance of SMK, a vocational high school curricula, to industry needs in the era of rapidly advancing AI technology, and to determine the most effective approach to vocational education. We must consider both current labor market demands and future trends. Here the structures respond. Please explain the question, Pak Taufik.
Okay, thank you, Miss Cynthia and Mr. or Miss Wiguna. And the question is about how to assess the relevance of vocational school. We already know that the vocational school is for preparing the student to enter the occupation and industrial work. So the main indicators that can be used for measure the effective approach to the vocational school education is to see how much or how many students work or work in the industry or do they or become the entrepreneur. So how to see this industry technology revolution as the main point of how we develop our curriculum is we try to accommodate the industry, the race of technological issue in industry, and we already prepare our curriculum to become more adaptive, and also we try to encourage the school to continually synchronize their curriculum with the industrial need. So if we want to increase the relevance of SMK, we have to listen what the job market want. We have to listen what industry want, and we have to adapt with the technology implementation, technological issue in industry. And one of the way is to implement the coding and AI. The implementation of coding and AI subject is not to make the student become not only to make the student become the digital talent, but also we try to, with the subject, we try to make the student become more adaptive with the technological changes, and also to make them become wise, and also become a great or a good problem solver, and it will be great not only for themselves but also for the industry in Indonesia. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Bapak Taufik. And the next question from Iko Mangpurwata, SMK Negeri 1 Mas Ubud, Bali. Maybe this question for all speakers from Korea and Indonesia. The question is, while technology in education can significantly enhance efficiency and streamline evaluation, how can we ensure that it does not overshadow the emotional and personal development of students? What the strategies and how do we implement to achieve a balance between leveraging technological tools and fostering the holistic growth of students. Maybe Mr. Kim perspective about the answer about this question.
Okay. I can talk 1 hour on this question because this is very important question and we need to discuss a lot. But I have only 2 or 3 minutes, thus I will summarize my answer in 2 minutes. Yeah, actually, this is very important question because at the school, students have to learn literacy. They need to learn how to read and write and create critically and creatively. That is most important. Second one is the math and science. They need to learn how to observe the nature and then how to use this technology. That is more. And then third one is that they need to learn how to manage their emotion, music, and the art, and the other social science, how to work together. That is most important. I think AI and the other technology cannot replace this education because this is AI or the other media contents cannot replace this learning. And the school system have to keep this learning and the other things. But yeah, when we apply AI then we can facilitate those learning more effectively and the other things. Some school, not smart school, they let the student use more smartphone and smart devices by own themselves, even in Korea. Actually, they do not learn anything from the smart technology. They just learn how to play the game and then listen the music and the other things. Just how to use these devices. This is not the learning or not the objective of our smart technology education. Thus, we need to more focusing on development, basic and fundamental competency development. Then we can teach them how to use this the smart devices and the other technology and smart way. That's the basic ideas. And then even the best top school in United States and in Korea, they cannot use smartphone or smart device when they stay at the school. This very looks not familiar, but that is a basic line of the smart learning in top school in Korea and United States. Thus, we need to teach students how to be more disciplined and have to learn basic foundation skill to be a good learner. Then after that, they will be a self-learner. Thus, we don't need to teach all the detail of the technology and the other things because they can learn from all the devices and contents available. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kim. And in the same question, please give your perspective, Bapak Taufik, about the question from Bapak Komang from Bali.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, I strongly agree with Dr. Kim. Yeah, I strongly agree with Dr. Kim, and I also found in Indonesia some of the school use a lot of gadgets, devices, but not teach the student how to learn, because the most important thing is how the student can learn by themselves, and they will become the long life learner. So they can adapt with every changes in industry, in the society, and also they can adapt with every changes in this world as well. I think that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pak Taufik and Mr. Kim. And the next question for Bu Aziza. This is the interesting question from Ibu Elvi Rusdiana Ekowati, SMK Muhammadiyah 2 Mertoyudan Magelang. The question is how to prepare the student for using smart technology while the school has limited resources, lack of budget and technical support. Do you have any key success, maybe, or for principal or for teachers?
Okay, thank you, Mbak Tiwi. Well, actually, we are also the first at that position that, well, maybe mostly school in Indonesia, specifically the agriculture vocational school, we have limited facilities. So that's what I told you before, that I try to push myself to have a good collaboration with industries. For me, that's the easiest way to get resources, to get funding, to get donation from the industries. Simply that actually when we can make a good communication with the industries, they know what we need, and we should also know what they need. So what we do is that we prepare our students. We prepare the students with their needs. For like example, they need skill labor in a certain area. For example, for their farming side, we try to provide them with what they want. And then for the next, after they feel satisfied, we can communicate on how we can develop our school to be more professional, so that we can fulfill what the industries need. So the linkage here was that the key is how we make a good collaboration with industries. Almost all of the thing I told you and you see in the video, all of them are the result of collaboration between our SMK with industries. So to start from 2022, 23, and 24, we got the funding from the Direktorat by having a fund matching with industries. So I think that's based on my experience, how to so I think every principal in Indonesia, please don't be afraid. I think every possibility is there, so we have to find it. Thank you.
Ibu Aziza, thank you,
Yes.
Bu Aziza, for the answer the question. So the last question from Ibu Cahyani Wuri Utami from SMK Negeri 1 Sabtosari, Indonesia. The interesting question is, I am interested with the concept of software-oriented society. To prepare this, we have to create an innovative software curriculum like in Korea. Can you give some brief scaffolding of how to implement that such curriculum? I mean, simple explanation of what competencies should the student master year by year at school. Maybe Mr. Kim and the team can answer this question.
Yeah, Dr. Lee will answer this question, and then I
Okay.
added a little bit.
Please, Professor Lee. Hello, Professor Lee.
이재광 교수님,
Yeah.
예, 답변해 주시죠.
Yes, okay. Yes. Thank you for your good question. This is my answer. First of all, we need to teach students a program language that allow them to communicate with the computer. Though this education, they need to understand the concept of processing problem with computers. In other words, we need to first computational of thinking. Then we need to teaching mathematics, algorithms, data structure, data processing, and so on. Step by step, starting from the easy ones and make them more experienced. In order to this, we need to educate the teachers. it is more effective when teachers understand and teach it first. After elementary, middle, and high school, they needed to go to college and receive more specialized education to develop their qualities and ability. In the future, all industries will need software. Therefore, developer will be needed. Coding education as a vocational training, it will be absolutely necessary for employment. If you want more detailed information, I can send you the elementary, middle school, and high school curriculum, even college and university in Korea. Please give me your email address and I will send it to you. Thank you very much.
Okay, I would like to add a little more about the curriculum. Yeah, actually, I want to share some of the error of the Korean school. Yeah, in the 10 years ago, we tried to teach the software skill for all students directly. But teachers are not prepared to teach because they do not know how to develop the software at the time. There's an expert from outside of the school join and then they teach technology. But teacher did not know the software itself. Thus 5 years later, we have to change the direction because we need to have the teacher learn the software first, then teacher can teach software to the student. Thus, I think you don't need to push the student, the teacher to teach the software. I think first thing, we need to develop the good curriculum. The good curriculum means step by step. That's the first 1 or 2 years, we need to target very low target. And then after 5 years, intermediate target. And then after 10 years, the high target. That is a step-by-step approach. The first, and then second one is we need to help the teacher learn how to develop the software and the other skill first. Then teacher can apply this skill and competency when they teach the teachers, student. And last one is we need to think about how can we integrate it, software skill teaching with the other subject matter. For example, Indonesian language and science and technology and social science. Then that is much better. If we try to teach software skill directly, it's very difficult to learn. And then the teachers do not know how to implement it in their real field. That's when we teach the software skill with the subject matter of the other the classes, much better. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kim and Professor Lee. And all the question is finished. And I want to every speakers give a closing statement. First time for the Mr. Kim or Professor Lee that give the closing statement about the theme AI and software for vocational education. Please, Mr. Kim.
Okay, today is much better than the previous webinar. Time management, all the things much better. And then actually this, the titles of the software and AI is very timely. Thus I think, I think many participants learn all about this theme. And then I think this is not the end of our cooperation. We will continue this cooperation with Indonesian school. And then we continue this webinar again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kim and Bapak Taufik. Please give the closing statement.
Okay, thank you. For me, this seminar is very a very great opportunity for us to learn. Yeah, from this seminar, we have a very great opportunity to learn from Korea, and also from our friend or colleague in our country about how to implement the coding or the software development and AI in education. Coding and AI implementation in education is a very big step for us. A big step for us, especially for teacher preparation, as already mentioned by Dr. Kim before. Yeah, it's very important to prepare the teacher before we implement the curriculum, and it's a very big step to for us, yeah, to fulfill the gap in the facilities and also the infrastructure in every school. And this program is one of many program of our Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education. Yeah, it's only one of many program from us, from Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education, to provide the quality education for all. And of course, it needs universal participation. We need participation from public sector. We need participation from another ministry. We need participation also from private sector, as already mentioned by Bu Azizah before. And also we need the participation from community, from society, from parents to make it happen. I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Taufik. And the last one for Bu Azizah, please give the closing statement.
Okay, developing modern technology for vocational school is not about only introducing technology, but for me, it is preparing our generation with innovation idea, and then also creative thinking, and making them getting used to read data, and also for specific step, make them to be future ready generation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Bu Azizah. Thank you for all speakers, Professor Lee, Mr. Kim, Mr. Cha, Bapak Taufik, dan Ibu Azizah. In conclusion, Mr. Kim.
Okay, Mr. Lee. Do you have any last comment?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. I have a good opportunity to have a presentation, AI relation information. So I will hope we'll have a opportunity to next time. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Lee. Thank you, all speakers. In conclusion, the strategic integration of AI and software in vocational education, especially in SMK, is essential to building adaptive, relevant, and future-proof learning environment. This approach not only aligns with the global technological trends, but also equips students with the skills necessary to thrive in the rapidly evolving job market. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we would like to thank all speakers and also all attendees who have participated in this webinar international. Finally, as the moderator of the session, I would like to apologize if there is any shortcoming during the session. Now, we will like proceed to the next session that will be guided by our MC. So, I turn it back to you, Ms. Leah.
Thank you, Ms. Iwi. Let's give applause for all the speakers and moderator. Okay, thank you for Mr. Jae Kwang Lee, Mr. Jae Kwang Cha, Mr. Taufik Damarjati, Mrs. Imroatil Alvizah, and of course our moderator, Ms. Cynthia and Mr. Yong Sang Kim, for the comprehensive presentation and discussion. Hopefully, we can get a lot of valuable insights and to improve the quality of vocational education in our country. For the participants whose questions are selected by the moderator, As you can see on the screen, congratulations to Joy Takamol from Ministry of Education of Thailand, Sonalita Wiguna SMK in 10 Semarang, Indonesia, Ikomang Purwata from SMK in 1 Mas Ubud, Bali, Indonesia, Elvi Rusdiana Ekowati, SMK Muhammadiyah Tumorto Yudan, Kabupaten Magelang, Indonesia, Cahyani Wuri Utami, SMKN 1 Sabtosari, Indonesia. You can contact our team, Miss Eka Pujilestari, via WhatsApp number to claim the prize. Special merchandise for KRIVET, from KRIVET, sorry. And regarding the e-certificate for all participants, it will be sent by our team on your email address that you submitted on registration form. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have reached the end of our webinar. We would like to thank all the speakers and moderator, as well as to all participants for joining us and giving support during this webinar. We would also like to thank all the committee from Direktorat of Vocational Secondary Education and for KRIVET for the hard work on preparing this international webinar. On behalf of the committee, I apologize if there are any mistakes or inconvenience during this webinar. Let's work together to shape the better future of vocational education. Thank you very much. Kamsahamnida. Khopun kha. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.
Please